Hey guys, what's up and welcome to my channel. My name is Fred and this is Fred the math teacher here. This is my very first lesson and I'm quite eager to get it started. Today we're going to talk about a very simple topic, which is addition and subtraction, something we do subconsciously a lot in our daily lives, but we want to formalize it, especially for those people who are possibly learning this or need to learn this for one thing or another. So please, if you like the content, please consider subscribing. Thank you, and I'll plan to release new videos, possibly 2 to 3 times a week. So without further ado, let's go and talk about addition and subtraction using a number line. So let's talk about addition and subtraction here. Sorry, my eyes may look a bit slightly off gaze off the camera because my webcam, which is my GoPro, is to the side and I'm trying to focus on this paint tool. I'm using a very simple tool today to illustrate this. So what is addition? Addition is simple. It's the process of combining two numbers together and finding the sum. A very simple example of this is if you were to have $100 and someone were to give you $50 or £50 or 50 naira. We use naira in my country. I'm Nigerian here. You would have a total of 150. That's 100 plus a 50. And subtraction is just taking away. So for example, if you were to have $80 and then you gave someone else $30, you would have $50 left. So that's a simple thing. It's subtraction, something that we do every day subconsciously. If someone gives us a roll of money, we start counting and in our head, we do a sum. So if someone gives us like maybe 5 $10 bills or 5 £10 bills, we would know that that's 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, which is 50. So we're going to talk about it mathematically and we're going to do examples such as if you wanted to add, say, let me give an example here. Still trying to navigate this writing tool that I have. If you wanted to add 1 plus 5, which is a very simple example, let's say 1 minus 5, or let's say minus 2 plus 3, or minus 2 minus 7, or even a very special case, which is minus 2 minus 7. How would we go about and do these? So let's just get started. Let's start with the number line. What is a number line? So let me undo all of this. Let me delete this. So a number line is a straight line that has all the possible real numbers there are. So what do I mean by real number? Basically any number that exists. So a number line would usually have 0 in the middle. Let me just get my pencil here. It would have 0 in the middle here. And at the end, it will go all the way to infinity. So you would have 1, you would have 2, you would have 3, you would have 4, you would have 5. You get the idea. And to the left, you would go back. You would have -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, all the way to -1,000, -1,000,000, and infinity and beyond. So let me draw an arrow here. So what we typically do is we draw an arrow here to show that the number line continues all the way to infinity to the right and to -infinity to the left. I hope that this is clear. So we have other numbers on the number lines. For example, like pi, which is pi, pi in math, which has this funny 2 tower and a cap symbol, which is approximately 3.14. It's somewhere in between 3 and 4. Let's say closer to the 3, so it's somewhere here. You get the point. But we're not going to talk about these kinds of numbers which are scary and have decimal points beside them. We're just going to talk about nice whole numbers. 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3, 0. That's what we're going to do today. So how do we add numbers? So let's do our very first example here. If I were to add, let's start very simple. If I were to add, let's say 1 plus 2, how would I go ahead and do this? Well, we know the answer to this. This is 3, obviously. But if I were to illustrate this using a number line, a very simple example, what I would do is I will start with the number on the left, which is a 1. And that will be where I would make a start on the number line. Let me color it red so that I can just pop out. So I'm going to color my 1 with the red. So I'm going to start from here. This is my start point, okay? And in order to add 2, what I do is I shift 2 steps to the right. So this way, going this way, which is to the right, is addition, okay? If anytime you want to add, you go to the right. And going to the left, let me just distinguish it. Let me use a different color here. Going to the left would be subtraction, okay? Would be a subtraction. So in this particular example, let me call it my example 1. I'm coloring it blue while it's black, but hopefully it does not matter. You get the point. So in this example, I want to add 2 to 1. So which way am I going to go? I'm going to go to the right. So I'm going to start from 1, okay? And because I want to add 2, I am going to go 2 steps forward. So let's count that. That is 1 step and 2 step, okay? Or 2 steps rather. So you will notice that I will land at 3. So 3 would be my end, okay? And this is my answer. So 1 plus 2 is indeed 3, okay? That's a very simple example. So let's do another example. Let's say we wanted to add, 2 plus 5 with a number line. So let me write a 2 and let me write a 5 with the number line. Let me write the 5 beside it rather. So how do we add 2 and 5? The same process. I'm going to draw a number line just because I want to draw a new one. Okay? And I'm going to put numbers on this number line like I did in this example. So I would come here and I would start here, 0. I can start with my 0 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? I could do the left as well, -1, -2. But because I'm not dealing with negative numbers in this example, we just have 2 and we are adding 5 to it. I don't need to draw too much on the other side. You get the point. I'm going to be mostly dealing with positive numbers. You probably know what the answer is. The answer is a 7, but we want to show it here. So let me use a different color just because I feel like using a different color. Let me use purple. Purple is nice. So same process. How do we add 2 and 5? We start from 2. This number on the left shows our starting point, okay? The circle I drew was not good. So this still not good. This number on the left, still not good, but oh well. This number on the left shows our starting point. So I'm going to start here, which is 2. And guess how many steps I'm going to go? I'm going to go 5 steps. Which way am I going to go? I'm going to go to the right. So I will start here and go 5 steps to the right, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my start. And where did I end? I ended at 7. Okay, draw a smiley face because I ended at 7. Now, if you're submitting this for your teacher in school, do not draw a smiley face. If you did it for me, I'll probably laugh, but the smiley face is just to show that we've reached the end point. So what is our answer? 2 plus 5 is indeed 7, okay? So 7 is the correct answer. So I'm going to give you an example, a very similar example or exercise to do. How would you add let's make it quick, 0 plus 6 using the number line? Well, you probably know what the answer is, but can you illustrate it on the number line? So I'll give you a second to try that out. You can pause the video if you want to draw the number line and make sure you get to the right spot. Okay, so again, same process. I draw a number line again. Okay. Oh, I forgot to put the arrows on the end. It's not such a big deal, but we should usually put these arrows to show that the number line continues to infinity and beyond. So let me draw my lines here. So I can start with 0 here. Again, I don't need to put the minus numbers to the left because I'm just dealing with 0 and a positive number 6, so I don't need to put anything here. You could if you wanted to, just for beautifying sake, but you don't need to. So I'm gonna write rather my numbers here. Let me stop at 7. So again, the way we do this is we start at 0 and we go how many steps? We go 6 steps to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we went 6 steps to the right. Okay, and we landed at what number? We landed at 6. So this is our end point. Okay, this is our end point. So 0 plus 6 is 6. I hope there are no questions with this. So we're going to put a little bit of a mix here. So let's do subtraction using a number line. So my fourth example would be, let me make it my fourth example. Let me extend the screen a little bit. My fourth example would be, if you were to subtract 5 from 4 using a number line, how would you do that? So the way to do this is the exact same way, but we're going to make a slight change. We're going to go to the left instead of going to the right. How do I mean? So we have 5 minus 4. Let's make our marks here. So let's start from 0. Okay, let me put my arrows this way. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, my lines are not evenly spaced out, but since it's a sketch, it does not really matter. So you understand the point. So how do we do a subtraction? The same thing, similar to what we did in the previous examples. You start from the number on the left, which is 5. So you're going to start here from 5. I should change this to a different color. Let me use orange. So we start from 5, and then guess what? We're not going to go 4 steps to the right anymore. We're going to go 4 steps to the left because we are subtracting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count backwards, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going this way. Okay. Now, where do I land? I land at which number? I land at 1 here. So this is my end point here. And I can say that 5 minus 4 equals what? Equals 1. Okay? Now, this is a good example. I hope this example works out. We are going to talk about negative numbers now. The numbers that we've been dealing with so far mostly are positive numbers. So you have a 1, when you have a 2, when you have a 5, when you have a 10, when you have a 50. All of these are positive numbers, okay? We use positive numbers most in our day-to-day lives. But we also have in mathematics, because mathematics does things like this, which are actually helpful. We also have negative numbers. And what negative numbers do is that they show debt. So, for example, if you have 10 and you pay away 4, that means it's 10 minus 4. So you can say with the 10 you originally had, you are subtracting 4. The minus 4 is a debt, or it's something that's going out of you, if that makes sense. So negative numbers are just like positive numbers. It's just that they have a negative sign in front. So if we were to illustrate this on the number line, as I've said earlier, actually, let's use this number line. The minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5 here are all negative. They're all negative numbers, okay? And these guys are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are all positive numbers, okay? Now, 0 is neither positive or negative. 0 is just 0. It's just neutral, okay? So let's deal with some negative numbers on the number line. Notice that when we get to 0, you start subtracting 1. So we go minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. So the more negative you get, so that's from minus 1 to minus 2, actually the lower you're going. So minus 1 is greater than minus 2. Minus 2 is greater than minus 3. Minus 3 is greater than minus 4. Basically, as you go from right to left, you are reducing in size. But as you go from left to right. You are increasing in size. I hope this makes sense. Okay, so let's deal with adding and subtracting negative numbers here. Let's start. Let me write my example 5 here. Let me use black again. Let me write my example 5. And I'm going to deal with, let's say, let me give an example, -3 plus 6. How do we add -3 and 6 together? Same process, we do a number line. Let me draw a number line out. Here. And let me get my pencil here. You come here and you come here. Okay? Now let me mark this with, what color should I use? Let me use red again. So we're going to have to put numbers on this number line, but we have to try and include these numbers. So obviously I wouldn't start from 6 and go 7, 8, 9, 10 because we don't need that. Let's start from, say, -4. You can actually start from -3, which is the best, but let's start from -4. Okay? Let's put a 0 in the middle. So, as you go this way, you have -1, -2, -3. Okay? And if I go to the right, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me just stop here, okay? It's good to include numbers that you are going to be dealing with, not too far outside the problem that you are given. So let's do this. Same process rather. Let's do this rather. Same process. We start here at -3, okay? And what we are going to do is, you guessed right, we're going to shift 6 units. Which way? Is it to the right or to the left? We're going to shift 6 units to the right. I drew a very crooked line here. So let's draw an arrow. Because we're shifting to the right. So we're going to shift 6 steps to the right, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's draw arrows to show that we're going to the right. I'm drawing rightward arrows. Okay? So where do we land? We land at 3. Okay? This is our end. Okay? So always draw a smiley face and end. So it means that the answer to this is what? Is 3. Okay? Another example. Let's do, let me undo that. Let me switch back to my black. Let's do -2 -5. Okay? How do we do this? Same process, use a number line. Let me change the color of the number line just for variety. Let's draw this. Okay, you have a blue number line here. And let's put on some numbers on this number line. Now, because I am dealing with negative numbers, I can actually start here. I can actually put my 0 here. Okay? Oh, the line changed to black again. I don't know why, but we can continue. Then I'm going this way, so I would have -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8. Let me stop at -9, okay? So in order to subtract to subtract 5 from -2, which is -2 -5. Same process again, once more. I start from -2 and I shift backwards. That means to the left. I shift backwards 5 steps. So I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going this way. Okay? Now, I land at what? -7. Again, so we start from this number, and because we have a subtraction, it means that we're going to the left. Okay? And we're subtracting how many? We're subtracting 5. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we land at -7. Okay? That is it. So this is a summary of the easier examples. So I'm going to introduce a new concept. What if they gave you something like this? What if they gave you, let me undo my screen. Let me remove all the things on my screen. And what if they gave you something like this? if they had given you, say, -3 minus -4, or something like 1 minus -5, okay? So you see this a lot in math. This is a very special example. You can think about this as you are subtracting, okay? You are subtracting. The minus sign means subtraction, okay? You are subtracting a debt of 4. Debt is D-E-B-T. That's what I meant. You are subtracting a debt. So you can think about that you can think about that as follows, rather. If you're subtracting a debt, it means that you are adding back this number 4. You're removing this debt of 4, basically. So that means you're adding the 4. An easier way to look at this is that when a minus and a minus come together like this in math, as like one happy family, it becomes a plus. So this here is equivalent to -3. Minus come together to form a what? To form a plus, okay? To form a plus, then to form a +4, okay? Same thing with this one. You're subtracting a debt of 5. So, or rather, you can say the minus and minus come together to give a what? To give a plus. This is the same thing as 1 plus. The minus sign changes to plus, and we have a 5, okay? So now, this looks hard to do. This here looks a bit scary to do, okay? But this looks easy to do, okay? Well, my smiley face is a bit off, but you get the point, okay? So anytime in math that you see a minus and a minus coming together, they become a what? They become a plus. So let's apply that. So if I were to give you this example, or let's do these on the number line. -3 minus -4. This is equivalent to, I can actually draw 3 dashes like this. This means equivalent, or equals to. I can just use equal to. So, or yes, equal to. So this is -3 plus 4. And now I can do this on the number line. So let me draw the number line here. Let me draw the number line here. And let me color it black. Hopefully the color stays. Okay, so let's put the numbers, the relevant numbers. Because we're dealing with -3 and 4, we just need to put, we can actually just start from -3, okay? Then go forward. Let's stop at 3, okay? And let me put my arrowheads to show that the number line continues once more. So what do? I start from -3 and I go which way? I go 4 steps to the right. Okay, so that will be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going 4 steps to the right. Where do I land? I land at 1. Okay, I land at 1. So it means that, don't forget the smiley face. Good for this lecture. So it means that -3 plus 4, or -3 minus -4 is the same thing as -3 plus 4, which is 1. Okay, so let's do another example on the number line. So if I were to give you -10 minus -7, how would we do this? Again, you see a minus, and you see a minus, and then you get scared, but it's not scary, okay? The thing with math is that you should always try, whenever problems look difficult, there's usually always a trick to make it look simpler. That's how I approach math. I try to, whenever I'm giving something that looks a bit scary, I try to simplify it and make it simple as I can, using the techniques that I know. This is a very simple or relatively simple topic for some people, but this concept or this way of making things simpler is something that's very useful and something that you have to develop with practice. Okay, but you'll be there. You'll get there. So let's do this now. This is equivalent. The same thing. Whenever a minus and a minus come together, what happens? The minus and minus come together like this, separated by a bracket. They come together to form a what? To form a plus. So this is equivalent to, this is equal to minus 10 plus, okay, let me draw the plus in bold so that you can see it, plus 7, okay? Now, this looks scary, but you see we've taken out two of the minuses and made them a plus. So we can do this on our number line. All we need to do is to start from minus 10 and then add 7 to it. So let's draw our number line again and do that. So I'm going to draw the number line here. Okay. And we're going to draw our arrows. And let's just start from minus 10 because we know we were starting from minus 10. So let me add some numbers. Because this is minus 10. If we're going this way, remember 0 is somewhere here, okay? If we're going this way, that means we have to write minus 9, minus 8, minus 7, minus 6, minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2. I can actually stop here, but let me just complete it all the way here, okay? Always good to use numbers that are kind of close to the question that you're given. You will notice that I'm not using 2, 3, 4, 5 because it's not necessary for this problem. So what do? I start with minus 10 and I go forward how many steps? I go 7 steps forward. Forward meaning to the right, because whenever we add, we go which way? We go this way. We go to the right, okay? So let's start from minus 10 and we count 7 steps forward. So that's 1 step, 2 steps, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And where do we land? We land on minus 3. Always draw the smiley face. So this is our endpoint. So that means that minus 10 minus minus 7 with the 3 minus signs, triple threat, we can simplify it again to minus 10 plus 7, and this equals minus 3. This is our answer. So I'll give you an exercise. Let's do a quick exercise. Everything is gone down. Let me move all this stuff upwards. Okay? So now, what if I were to give you, say, minus 2 minus 4. Can you do this? I'll give you a second to think about it and see if you can get the correct answer. So let me wait for a second. You can pause the video and try it out using the number line. Yes, so minus 2 minus minus 4 again. We want to make this look easier. There are 3 minus signs, but we can actually simplify this. Whenever a minus and a minus come together, remember what happens? We have a what? We have a plus. So this is the same thing as minus 2 plus 4, which is what? Let's do a number line and see what it is. So let me draw the arrow, okay? And I can just simply start from minus 2, okay? And I know I'm going to the right, so I'm going to start writing numbers here, going to the right. I can actually stop, but let me just stop here, okay? I can actually just stop there. So again, you start from where? You start from the minus 2, and then you go 4 steps forward, which is 1 step, 2 step, 3 steps, and 4 steps. 1 step, 2 steps, rather, sorry. So 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, and 4 steps. So we have this, and where's our landing point? Our landing point is on 2, okay? So minus 2 plus 4 is what? Is 2, okay? That about concludes this session. So the only other thing I would mention, which is not necessarily related to the number line, or which is similar to this, let me say is like that. Let me put it like this, is what if you had something like minus 2 plus minus 4, okay? Now, when you have a minus and minus, it becomes plus. But when you have a plus and a minus together, okay? When you have a plus and a minus, the minus always wins, okay? That's just one of these things in math that you have to know. Minus always wins, okay? So, or you can think about this as you you are adding a depth of 4. So that means you're giving an extra depth of 4. Depth of 4 rather. I shouldn't say depth, I should say depth. So you're giving an extra depth of 4. So this is the same thing as minus and plus, minus wins. So you have -2. We will change the plus and -2, just a single minus. Let me make it in bold, okay? 4. And you can do this on the number line. When you do this on the number line, you will get -6. You can check it out. If we had 1 plus -7, okay, we would have the plus and minus again coming together. But when a plus and a minus come together, we have that the minus wins. So you have 1, instead of plus and minus, I'll just have a -7, which you can check on the number line again. Wow, it's -6. Okay, if you do that on the number line. Now, if you have 1 minus -7, minus and minus come together to form a what? Plus. Just to review that, this is 1 plus 7, which is 8. Okay, now what about if you had -2 minus plus 7? Okay, now this is the same thing. So when you have a minus and a plus, it does not matter the order. The minus and the plus come together and the minus wins. So instead of minus and plus, I can write this as -2 minus 7. And if you do this on the number line, you will start from -2 and go to the left 7 times. You will get a -9. Okay, you can check all of these out. I'm sure these are correct. By the time you do these a lot, adding and subtracting positive and negative numbers will come very intuitively to you, and it's going to be very easy to do. So thanks so much. This was my very first lecture. I hope this was helpful for people that don't understand this. If this was a bit easy for you, please bear with us. We will do slightly more advanced topics in the coming weeks. Please leave a like and leave a comment if you enjoyed or you benefited from this lecture. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day and stay safe, especially during this pandemic period. I wish you all the best in your math. Good luck. If you have any other math questions, just shoot me. You can shoot me in the comments and I will see if I can answer them. Thank you so much and have a good day. Bye.